Hi, my name is DelmarshaeWalker. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing great today. I just want to have a candid conversation with y'all. Just kind of talk about some of the things that's on my mind. One of the things I'm thinking about is population control. And we know like when a situation where people are reproducing too much, and it's usually in low income area, or if the elites or whoever, the government, feel like they're not going to have enough natural resources to sustain a nation, then they might have to look into population control. Like with China, at one point in time, they had the one child rule where couples could only have one child. And I think they changed it now to they can have up to 3 kids. But in America, they can't even do that. They can't even bring that subject up because people looking at how you're going to tell me how many kids I can and can't have. So one way they can do population control, because this is one of the things that kind of kept bothering me about why they are so pressed to have children go through sex changes, have boys turning into girls. Well, not really turning into girls, but just basically getting rid of their male parts, and girls getting rid of their female parts to be in a position where they can never reproduce. Not even, okay, I dressed up as a boy. Now when I'm an adult, I want to have a child, I can have a child. Or I'm dressing up like a girl. When I become an adult and I want to have a child, I can have a child. But they putting these people in a position where they would never in their life experience being a mother of a natural born child or being a father of a natural born child. They're not even giving them the option of deciding if they want to have children or not. They're really taking that away from them. And even if you say something like that to a child, oh, you're not going to be able to have kids, they're not going to fully be able to comprehend that. Or they might even say, oh, I don't want kids. Because some adults have said, oh, I never want to have kids. Then next thing you know, they got about 5 kids somewhere. So you never know what direction your life is going to go in, what decisions you're going to make later on in life. But for them to be so pressed, I've never seen this in my whole life where they're so pressed to have these kids go through a full surgery that's going to change their bodies for the rest of their lives when they're too young to make that decision whether they really want it or not. And the other part about it where I know it's something sick, sick and sadistic, because from my understanding, when a person is taking a child to a psychologist or a psychiatrist or whatever, they're not supposed to tell them what to do. They're supposed to help them figure it out for themselves, because no one tells, even if you're talking about an adult is not going to tell everything or every size. If a person going to a psychiatrist and they feel like it's something, that people hate them, they're not going to say what they're doing to make that person react that way. They're going to just be sitting there like, I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they said that. So you're not getting the full story to be able to tell someone, hey, go do this, go do that, or go do this. And then at the same time, you don't know how another person is going to react to what that person may say to them or do to them. And they might turn around and get physically abusive with that person, or they might turn around and kill that person based on you saying, oh yeah, just go ahead and tell him that's not his kid. Oh, go ahead and tell her that you're sleeping with her sister. You don't know how a person's going to react, so they don't tell. It's like, what do you think that person might do if they found out about this? Or how do you think that person, if you was that person, how would that make you feel? That's how they're supposed to talk to a person. But to tell a parent for them to tell a parent, oh yeah, your child thinks he's a girl, go ahead and have the change, have them to go through the hormone, have the sex change. If not, they're going to kill themselves. That's a quack. That person shouldn't even have a license to even have that conversation when it comes to a child. It's one thing to say to a parent, well, okay, just kind of play along with them and they'll get over it. Like, okay, if it's a boy, say, okay, yeah, you could wear girl clothes only in the house. You could do it as dress up or something like that. They're not even doing that. They're not even saying, okay, you can play with baby dolls. You can do that. They're skipping all over there and say, yeah, go through the full surgery and have your genitals and everything like that destroyed, where you can never even make up your mind what you truly want to be. It's some males that have became adults and wanted to have a sex change, and they never got rid of their male parts. They still have their male parts, and some plan on never getting rid of their male parts. But that's their decision, however they want to, go about it, because they're adults. But to force a child to do something with their body that's irreversible, that is wicked, that is crazy, and that should never be any type of law. And then also, when you're in school, if a child is a boy, or, well, whichever gender they are, they can have the teacher call them by if it's a male, he can have a female name, and the teacher can call them by that name, even if the parent don't agree with it. That should never happen. But like I was saying earlier about population control, if you put a generation of people, like the next generation that's coming up, to the point where they can't have any kids at all, that is going to control the narrative of the population. That will control who has more power or less power. You're going to be dealing with people that's going to have mental issues behind this, because like they're saying, I'm gonna kill myself because I'm a child, but I feel like I should be a boy or I should be a girl. But you're not fully developed to even really have all the thoughts you need. Now here you are, an adult, stuck in a body that's not yours. You really, now as an adult, you're like, yeah, I really am a boy, but you can never go back to being a boy. You would never know what it is to have a relationship with a woman. Even if you got married, you would never know what it is to have a relationship with your wife, because you no longer have male body parts. Or vice versa, a woman, she get married and decide, oh, I want to have kids, I want to do this. She could never have a relationship with a husband, because her body parts are changed. And so now they're truly stuck in a body that's not theirs, that they wasn't meant to have. And you can't tell me that's not going to affect them on a psychological level. So you're going to have these people who's going to be mentally controlled, and now they can't even reproduce and have kids. And the other thing that makes me think about population control is just plain and simple killing people off. So if all this fentanyl is coming across the border, they don't want to shut the border down. So all this fentanyl is coming across the border, and people are taking it, on purpose or accidentally, not knowing that it was mixed in other drugs or whatever the case may be. They're dropping dead, they're dying. So now you're controlling the population that way. Now the latest thing they have coming out, okay, we already knew about abortion. Some states you can legally have an abortion, some states you can't legally have an abortion. So to curb that, to get around that, now they got the abortion pill. Well, they been had the pill, but now you can get the pill by mail. So even if you physically live in a state that do not give out abortion, that you cannot legally get an abortion, they're getting everything in place where now you can get a prescription from your doctor to order the pill and have the pill sent to you to your home. That right there is dangerous, and it irritates me in so many ways, because how sick the world is. We already know that some people are going to go past the stopping point of an abortion and still try to take the pill. So their child isn't gonna, the abortion might not turn out the way it's supposed to. So you might end up, I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? It's like you might end up pushing a fetus out where you can actually look at it and see it's a fetus. And now you're gonna have to deal with that the rest of your life. Sometimes when you have an abortion, it damages the body where you try to, when you decide, hey, I do want to have a child, it becomes hard for you to get pregnant, or you can start having a lot of miscarriages because of having an abortion. So now you get these pills out. So if a man decides to molest a child and that child gets pregnant, now he don't have to worry about, in his mind, he's thinking, oh, okay, let me just order the pill, give her the pill. No one will ever know what I'm doing. Where before he can get caught because now she's pregnant, he's definitely not going to take her to get an abortion, because now it's going to be like, okay, who's the father of this? Why this 13-year-old is pregnant? What happened? So now it's like, okay, I could cover my tracks by ordering the pill and giving it to these children I'm molesting, and I'm getting pregnant. So it's like all this stuff is population control. These people are going to have mental issues, which is going to be more, people who have mental issues more easier control and stuff like that, because they're going to just be giving them medication. Here, take this. You're depressed, take a pill. Oh, you're unhappy, take a pill. You're this, you're that, take a pill. Believe me, I'm not knocking anyone who take pills if they have a mental issue. It's not about that. I don't want anyone to think that I'm not, if whatever you need to do to make yourself better, that's fine. But I'm talking about going down the other direction when people are 100% okay, they're fine, they don't have any depression or anything. They just might have a little, they might be going through something, but instead of going to get proper treatment, they're telling them to change their whole body, and that would make them happy. And case study after case study after case study, the majority of the people who have sex changes are not happy. A lot of people who have sex change want to change back. A lot of people who had a sex change and went all the way to get rid of their body parts, they regret it for the simple fact they thought it was going to make them happy. One thing these was not making them happy is, I don't care, like, I'm who I am. No matter what changes I go through as far as changing my body, I'm still going to be a woman. I'm still going to think like a woman. Changing my body is not changing my DNA. That's what they're not telling these people. Your DNA, if you are male, your DNA is programmed to be a male. Your DNA is programmed to think like a male, to react like a male, to feel like a male. You cannot change your DNA by changing what's between your legs. Because even if you don't have that, you're still a male. Your DNA is still a male. Same thing with a woman. Your DNA is still a woman. A woman would never know what it's like to be a man, and a man would never know what it's like to be a woman. That's why they're trying to redefine what a woman is, because they still know they're not women. They still know, because if you're trying to change to be a woman, why change the definition of a woman? Because if you're changing the definition of a woman, you don't feel like a woman. Changing the definition of a woman don't make you equal. I am a woman. And if you got to change who I am in order for you to feel comfortable, then you're not trying to be a woman. Whatever you want to call me, at the end of the day, I'm going to be a woman. I can't help that. I can't change that. And by telling these kids they can change who they're designed to be, is setting them up for depression and failure. Because if you're happy with who you are, you're not going to look outside yourself and say, you got to change in order to make me feel better about me. And when they do that, that lets you know they're not happy with who they are. If they got to keep changing they say, okay, if we can be identified as women, we'll feel okay and equal to a woman. Okay, y'all can call yourself women. Y'all can get your birth certificate. Y'all can get all this stuff changed to be a woman. But then it comes back, well, no, because y'all talk about having a vagina. We don't have a vagina. Okay, and how is that women's fault? It's not. So if y'all don't talk about y'all vagina, we'll feel more like a woman. Oh, if y'all don't talk about being able to carry a baby, we'll feel more like a woman. Oh, if y'all don't talk about having a cycle every month, we'll feel more Why y'all gotta change what a woman go through naturally in order to feel like more like a woman if you already was feeling like a woman? If doing everything else was making you feel like a woman, that lets you know that it's not about a woman, it's something else. Because you're never gonna be a woman, so no matter what changes you try to make to the definition of a woman, you're still gonna be you. So you got to deal with it, whatever is making you unhappy, whatever expectation you had of, oh, if I did this, I'm going to feel differently. You're still a male DNA running through your body. They can't change that. So therefore, you're not going to be able to feel different. And so when they set these people up for failure, they're also, like I said, they're controlling the population, because now these people will never be able to have kids. The ones who, went through all the surgeries and everything like that. And then now they're dealing with all these other issues and complication that comes with surgery, that some of them, they still have pain. They, this, that, and the other. And so it's just that it's a lot of sickness in this world going on, and they're trying to make it normal. But in the process, they're trying to control the population, and they're trying to control people on a mental level. And child molestation is just, they're trying to normalize that to, oh, it's okay if we want to have sex with kids. It's okay if we want to kill kids. Because like I said in the Bible, if God got to tell people to stop sacrificing your kids, and like I said, they was doing all this mess in biblical times, really just think about how far removed they are from that period of time to where they're at now, where a lot of people don't even believe in God. And like I said, God, these are God's people. These are the Israelites, the ones that was in slavery, the ones that God helped, told Moses to bring out of slavery. His people, he got to tell them people, stop sacrificing your kids, stop killing your kids, stop having orgies. He got to tell these people that. So these people believed in him as their God. So when you get to the point where a lot of people don't even believe in God, so you got to imagine how sick and sadistic they are now compared to then. And they were sick and sadistic then. So, it's like I got a lot going through my head. I wanted to vent. I just wanted to talk about this. I wanted to get it off my well, kind of clear my head, because it's not off my head, and it's definitely not off my heart. I just wanted to kind of get it out there. So I'm going to end the video here. I hope everybody had a great day. Peace.